What's going on, my friend? It's Jeff Newport from ChasingStrength.com. And in today's video, we are answering the question, which kettlebell workout program should I choose? And by I don't mean me, I mean you, right? And this is a question, which workout program should I choose, that I often get from my newsletter subscribers. And so I thought, hey, man, maybe you have the same question, so I thought I'd make a video for you too. Let's just start this off with a little story about one of my favorite topics, and that is coffee, or at least one of my favorite drinks. So the other day I had to go to the store to get some coffee, and the reason I did is because we ran out of coffee, right? We ran out of that big tin of Colombian coffee that you get from Costco. It's about 10 pounds. It's delicious. And when I say we ran out of coffee, what I really mean to say there is I drank it all, okay? And my wife didn't have time to go to Costco because she normally does the groceries. So I had to bite the bullet and go to the grocery store. Now, I don't know if this affects you at all, but I absolutely hate shopping. I despise it, but I love coffee, right? So I had to balance my hate for shopping and my love for coffee, and my love for coffee won out. Fortunately, I knew which type I was looking for, and that was the Kona blend, which is a Hawaii blend, and it's absolutely delicious. If you never tried it before, I recommend it. And now, unfortunately for me, not only did I have to go to the grocery store to get my coffee, but when I got there, I couldn't find the big size bag that I normally get. Okay. So I had to look for the small bag, which was no mean feat because they store the big bags and the small bags in different places and not necessarily by the blend or the type of coffee, right? Now, this is a big problem at the grocery store that I go to because there's literally shelving that's 20 yards long filled with coffee, and it's about 10 or 12 feet high. So fortunately, because I was a man on a mission, I was able to find it. But honestly, if I didn't know what I was looking for and I wasn't already there, I probably would have just quit and left. Now, why? And what does this have to do with picking the best kettlebell workout program for you? Well, it's simple. There was too much choice. And too much choice breeds confusion. And a confused mind, in most cases, says no and does nothing. So what kettlebell programs should you be doing? What kettlebell workout program is the best for you? Okay, now the answer may not be what you expect me to say. It may not be what you're thinking. And that's because the best kettlebell program for you depends on the following 5 criteria. Number 1, the kettlebells you have access to. So that's your current stash, your gym stash, your buddy stash, or your ability to buy more. Number 2 is the kettlebell exercises you know how to do. Just like there's a right way and a wrong way to lift a barbell or a dumbbell, there's both a right way and a wrong way to lift a kettlebell. And trust me when I tell you, you do not want to find out the wrong way, okay? Because in most cases, for many guys, that wrong way equates to getting injured, okay? So you need to practice the skills to learn your kettlebell exercises, right? The kettlebell lifts before you incorporate them into a workout. But don't worry, you can still get a great workout, which is what many guys are looking for, just practicing new skills, right? New kettlebell lifts. Number 3 is your goals. Now, this is a biggie. For example, getting rid of the spare tire versus improving your conditioning for grappling, right? Your goal dictates the program and the program structure. Number 4, also a biggie, and honestly, from the guys I've talked to, many guys overlook this one, and that is your current physical limitations. Now, there are generally 2 distinct populations of guys using kettlebells. The first one is what I call the hard charging athlete or the barbell aficionado. Now, these are the guys who have high mileage and injuries and are looking for a way to work around that mileage and those injuries, which coincidentally, the kettlebells are great for. The second category is what I call the veteran desk jockey. All right, this is the guy who's been riding a desk for 20 plus years and his hips are stiff, or his lower back is sore, or his shoulders don't move, and he just feels weak all over. And generally, this kind of guy, maybe you, is looking for a high yield ROI on getting into shape or getting back into shape. And again, this is one of the things the kettlebell is great for. Now, both groups of guys generally have one or more stiff or tight areas that no longer move the way they're designed to move. So again, examples, as I just alluded to earlier, is a sore lower back, right? Shoulders that don't move well, you can't put them overhead, or everybody's favorite, at least this was one of my favorites, which drove me crazy when it happened to me, which was knees that sound like Velcro ripping when you go up and down the stairs. Super awesome. All right. So these things have to be taken into account in your kettlebell training program. And the last but not least, number 5 is your time limitations. Now, when you're young, it seems like you have all the time in the world to work out, right? Either after school or after work because you don't have a family and you don't have really that much of a social life. Okay. But now at 40 plus, your family responsibilities if you want to keep your family like I do, dictate that you can no longer spend 1 to 2 hours a day, 6 days a week in the gym, unless, of course, you want to get up at 4 a.m. to do so, or you're living off passive income. Now, if neither one of those are you, then that means that your workouts, your strength training, right, your kettlebell training needs to be woven into the fabric of your family life. And that means they must be one of two things, right? Or both of these things, said more accurately. One, these workout sessions must be time efficient. Now, typically I find that 30-minute sessions a week is usually about right for most guys. That's what I call the sweet spot. And the second is your workouts must be energy efficient, right? They can't cost you a lot of energy to get into, and they can't leave you feeling like you've been hit by a Mack truck on the way out. Okay. Now, all that being said, you might be wondering which kettlebell programs are for me. That's the whole point of this video, Jeff. So why don't you tell me? Okay, well, since we're talking about kettlebell programs, we're going to talk about my kettlebell programs, right? They are categorized into two broad categories. The first is what I call strength and conditioning. And as the name might give away, right, they're usually either for strength or for conditioning, and sometimes they're for both. Okay. Now, these workout programs generally use either the single kettlebell exercises or the double kettlebell exercises. And then there's one or two that mix them, okay? Now, the second category is what I call getting leaner, otherwise known as fat loss, okay? Now, again, these use single and double kettlebell exercises and sometimes mix the two. But the reality is all of my fat loss programs are based on strength and conditioning principles. And that's super important because unlike most fat loss or weight loss programs that have you getting weaker and losing muscle, these programs will make you stronger along with packing on a little bit of muscle and improving your conditioning while you're simultaneously stripping off body fat. Okay. Now, in case you want to know what these programs are, I will leave the links to all of them in the description below this video in case you want to check them out. Okay. Now, finally, here is the most important point. When you're evaluating your current situation, you must be radically honest with yourself. Use these 5 criteria. Assess your current situation for what it is today, okay? Not what you want it to be, not what you wish it to be, not what you think it'll be in 3 months, and certainly not what you thought it was or what it was 10, 15, 20 years ago, okay? That, my friend, is a recipe for self-delusion, continued frustration, and worse, some kind of injury. If you found this video helpful, click the like button, smash the subscribe button, share it with a friend who you know is looking for kettlebell workout programs or is trying to answer the question, which kettlebell workout program is right for me? And then finally, leave me a comment in the comment section below. What are your favorite types of kettlebell workout programs? What goals are you training for? And have the two met? Okay? Until next time, my friend, stay strong.